Are these 4K transfers really that bad? Are these actually the best 4Ks of all time? Let's talk about it. First, I give you the positives on them, then I give you the negatives, and then I ultimately let you know what I think is going to happen to Terminator when it comes to 4K. But first, if you love collecting physical media just like me and being a part of this amazing league of mega film fans, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media discussions, and leave in the comments below your thoughts on these James Cameron 4Ks. So starting off with the positives here in general, and then I'm going to go into each title as I watch them. First up, we got to say it's just a win for us to get some more Disney Fox catalog titles to the 4K disc format, or just really anything from Disney to a physical disc is a win in my opinion, because Disney likes to be a little stingy with their back catalog titles. So that's great that we actually got some really popular, heavily wanted titles to a physical disc and 4K Ultra HD. So that is fantastic in itself, because for the longest time to watch these titles, it was so difficult. I remember only being able to find True Lies streaming, I think it was on Max or Disney Plus for a short amount of time, and then it disappeared off of that. So that was a really tough one to track down. Next up, if I wanted to watch The Abyss, I had to get this DVD French copy. This is all there was of that one. Oh my goodness, such a popular title. I had to settle with that. Or if I wanted Aliens, best I could get is a Blu-ray in like an Alien collection. So Aliens, they had the best treatments before, but come on, The Abyss, The True Lies, to now get those to 4K discs, this just changes the game completely. So let me go and once again, the positive qualities here. So we got HDR on 4K sharpness, which looks really nice on a lot of these titles. And then of course we got the Dolby Atmos tracks, which brings the sound game up to a whole new level. So let's first start off with True Lies. That's the first one I watched out of the bunch, and I absolutely love this action-packed movie with Arnold and Jamie Lee Curtis. It's just a wonderful buddy cop almost style of movie, and it's just awesome. But the 4K sharpness is excellent. This movie looks like a shiny new penny, very clean. There's no grain in this at all. It's very digital looking, like it was filmed yesterday. I know that's not how it was filmed originally, but it does look so clean. You can't really deny that there. And oh my gosh, the action scenes with the explosions, just super colorful with the HDR. Jamie Lee Curtis in 4K with the dancing. Oh my goodness, it was fantastic. So the 4K on this to me was a night and day difference from then I streamed it, and it just looked way better on the 4K disc. So I'm so happy I'm able to have True Lies in the physical media collection now. Oh my gosh, it was fantastic looking. All right, next up, we got to have The Abyss. And oh my gosh, this was fantastic too, with the 4K sharpness and the HDR with the visual effects in here. Like the water effect with the face was really cool looking. And then, the alien abyss creature just floating around all pink and purpley glowy. The underwater scenes, we know elements usually look great in 4K, and no exception with the abyss. It just looks so good. It was phenomenal. It was beautiful. It was just great being immersed into those environments, and just once again, the characters, the costumes, the hair, you could really see the 4K sharpness and everything here. Like I said, it felt like it was filmed yesterday. It does not feel like an 89 movie. It felt definitely post 2000s with this 4K upgrade. So very squeaky clean, similar to True Lies. Oh, just a breathtaking experience. And once again, these titles both sounded fantastic. So really like that. All right, and then next up, we got to have Aliens. Yes, Aliens on 4K. And to me, this was a big upgrade. Once again, you could tell in people's faces all the details in the hair, just the 4K sharpness really shining through. The alien creature designs just stood out even more in this one. And it really got me more immersed in the story. I wasn't a massive fan of it when I watched it on Blu-ray. I'm like, what's all the hype about? But seeing it on 4K does make a difference. And I will say this is the most film grainy out of these movies. You can still tell it looks very clean, but I would say True Lies was super squeaky clean. Then you had The Abyss kind of in the middle, and then this had the most grain out of all of them, but still looking very sharp even with the film grain, but a lot of details, like I said, once again, on all these movies. Like I said, they all sound great with the tracks in there. And wow, they just completely night and day experience. And any other way you've watched them before, you can definitely tell it looks way, way different. Now, whether you think that's a positive or a negative, we'll talk about that more in the negatives. But just wow, wholly new presentation that was just wonderful. At least to me, I really was vibing on these movies. And you get multiple discs in there. You get bonus discs with the special features in there for a lot of the movies of Aliens and The Abyss. I don't know if True Lies had a bonus disc, but the other ones definitely did. Now the drawback there, we'll get to it, how they're kind of positioned in there, but having the extra disc are awesome. And then also you have the different versions of the movie in there. For Aliens, you got like Jim Cameron introducing the director's vision one, and that was really cool. You have the Abyss different edition as well. So you have all the different editions in there, which is really, really cool. So it's all in one nice spot, and they're both in 4K. They both look really, really nice for these movies. So I really enjoyed the complete packaging there. And I haven't even dived into the special features on this, but there must be a good chunky amount of them if they had to do a whole nother disc for them. So excited to dive into those eventually. All right, now to get into the negatives here, because I've been hearing a lot of hate on these 4K transfers, and I'm not going to disagree with anybody out there. If that's how you feel, that is totally fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. And I get it. If you're used to growing up with a film a certain way, like seeing all the film grain, these are completely different. It's like what they did with Terminator 2, making a lot of these squeaky clean, like a shiny new penny. Looks like it was filmed after the 2000s, and that's not how it was originally filmed. That irritates some people. I get that perspective. To me, that's never bothered me. I like how it looks squeaky clean. To me, I can just see more details. Like I said, in the clothing, in the faces, the environment. To me, sometimes grain gets distracting. Doesn't mean I hate grain. I can watch movies with grain. I watch classic movies all the time. But if you can scrub it up and make it look clean, I actually kind of prefer that, especially if you're updating something, putting it on a new 4K disc. I want to get a little bit of a different experience. Now, some people want the exact same experience they grew up with, and I totally get that as well. So I'm not going to argue on that point. It's either do you like digitally filling films where it's like post 2000 style? Then you're gonna love these. If you hate that and you love your film grain, the grain just like I love the grain, give me more grain, then you're gonna hate these. So a lot of people are kind of on the classic side of things, not really liking these. Same with a lot of people did not like Terminator 2. And actually, I don't think that transfer is terrible. I think it once again it looks squeaky clean. You're either into that style or you're not into that style. Once again, I'm not going to say one style is right or not right. It's just your personal preference, how you feel. But I personally like it. So that's all I can speak to. My personal feelings and thoughts. But feel free to disagree with me in the comments below. Have a fun time talking about that, of course. But that's the major drawback here on how these movies are presented transfer wise. Also, how the discs are stacked in here with the ones that have the bonus disc. It is really just stacked on top. I would have loved if they kind of had a disc flappy in there where they had the bonus disc like separately and you could just kind of flip it out. And each of the discs would have their own little separate spots so they don't smash onto each other, they don't scratch on each other, and sometimes they pop off easily when they are stacked. So that is a drawback in itself. But there's not really too many other negatives there. I mean, you could say, hey, maybe you wanted more different editions. Maybe you wanted some cool still books to go along with these. But I thought the slipcovers looked pretty nice myself. But those were the major drawbacks. And we have a big one left. That's really the major one that's left standing, being Terminator 1. Now, I know there's the Piranha 2 one, but I don't think that's going to come out the 4K. But yes, Terminator 1, everybody loves that movie. I do myself. But people are worried about what the transfer is going to look like. It's probably going to look like these and how Terminator 2 looked and how Titanic looks. Very squeaky, squeaky clean. It just seems that's James Cameron's vibe for getting these on the 4K disc. And once again, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I don't think there's going to be in between there. So once again, if you don't like the digitally filmed stuff, the post 2000s type of style, you're probably going to hate when they come out with that Terminator 1 to the 4K disc. Now, like I said, I like the style myself, so I will definitely consider picking that one up, even though I have the Blu-rays. Once again, if you want more of the film grain in there, you always have the Blu-rays to go back to for those. So that's nice. So if you're like, oh, I want to skip over that T1 4K, stick with your Blu-ray. Hey, there you go. You got that option. But this will just be another option when it comes out to 4K. People that like that kind of style of, transfer process, however you want to say it, people are going to love it if they're into that. Like me, I really like that myself. Once again, I know I might be in a minority opinion there. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm happy that all these James Cameron titles are getting to 4K. Finally, a long time waiting just to give people more collecting options out there. Piranha 2, I don't think it's ever going to happen, but never say never. You never know. Maybe a boutique label picks it up and does a 4K of that, right? I think, doesn't Scream Factory have that one? Maybe they'll do a 4K re-release like they love doing. So then you'll get all the James Cameron titles on 4K. That might look cool on the shelf as well. But hey, I'm excited that we got more Disney back catalog titles to a 4K. Hopefully, this means we'll get more 4K titles from them in the future. And I'm all excited about that because, of course, we love collecting movies in this community. But those are just my own personal thoughts. That's just how I feel about these James Cameron 4K titles right now. Like I said, I had a great time, but whether you agree or disagree, definitely let me know your thoughts down below on the James Cameron 4Ks. Did you even pick them up? Let's have those fun movie discussions down below. And of course, if you haven't already, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. That way I keep you entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media juicy topics, of course. And if you love this topic, go ahead and mega smash the next one right now. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters.